with One First Games. I am super excited because today with me, I have two excellent friends, Dan Hernandez and Benji Samit, the writers and co-creators of Detective Pikachu. Personally, for me, it's a huge honor, and my daughter can't stop talking about how fantastic this is. She even suckered me into watching the movie again last night because she's like, "Well, you guys are going to play together, so we should watch the movie again so you remember what happens." And I went, "Oh, well, that's logic I can't fight." So,
Makes
gentlemen,
complete
thanks so
sense.
much for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We're excited.
I am too. So I know you guys have a packed schedule. So what we've kind of decided to do here is make uh, a sped up version of the game so that we can kind of show off how the game, the boys this is going to hurt, is going to be played, and some mechanics, and we'll do a little Q&A, and hopefully we'll be able to take down Homelander. So what we've done is given each of us 2 alpha characters and an additional 5 beta characters already recruited. And for that, we are going to add a bunch of Homelander attacks. I feel like at this stage in the game, we've probably got 9 turns left. So as the game goes, each round, Homelander will attack, and each card will have some kind of effect that will eventually affect everybody. So we'll flip over the first card here. And the first one would have been reducing characters for the boys, Highland Laddies, and Super Duper by -1. What we're looking for right now is actually the Homelander, the destruction tokens, to see how many spaces he has destroyed already, and what that would ultimately do, raising his hit point total in case we wanted to take him down. So we'll just do this. We'll flip these over.
I think it's cool that Homelander is kind of this omni threat throughout the game as you work through it. It's a cool mechanic. I really like it.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why we are so excited about having the Homelander bust as part of the game too, because people can paint Homelander however they want and have this even more scarier soup ready to just take down everything. Okay, so this is the Doomsday Attacks card, Sector 4. So we're going to say that Sector 4 has been... Oops, hold on.
I love Sector 4. No.
All the memories we had there.
All the memories. All the good times. All right. Let's flip that one over. And then Sector 1 has also been compromised.
Mm.
All right.
Sector 1, we hardly knew you.
So
the best one.
What that means for the game is that when you are trying to recruit a character, either a beta using the same color thumbtack that matches that area, either the red area here or the green area here, Sector 1 and 4, or you're trying to recruit one of the alpha characters where you have to go to that specific location matching the picture that is with the card, that will cost you 2 action points instead of 1. Each turn, instead of, unless Homelander is attacked and reduced the total, each player will have 3 action points that they can use. And if we scroll down here to our player mat, it'll show you what the action points can be used for. You can draw an alpha or beta character card or a resource card. You can move up to 2 locations. You can sabotage another player, or you can attempt to recruit a character. Things that don't cost action points are if you're on a black market space, which there are 4 of, you can sell any of the items that you have for their listed price. You can sell character cards for 10 million for alpha, 5 million for beta. You can purchase blackmail, which is 30 million each. You can purchase Compound V for 15 million. Yep. Compound V can be purchased for 15 million. You can exchange one of your mission cards once per turn, or you can redeem one of the CIA cache cards, which is a resource card that gives you additional money. So you also have 2 mission cards. They can range from recruiting a beta character without using resource cards or compound V to sabotaging or defeating another player in sabotage. And then each one has its own rewards. For compound V, that's these tokens up here. You can use those to add 1 hit during your combat recruitment, or you can use one of them to move 1 location without using an action point. If you're trying to recruit a character, you can only use a maximum of +3 between resource cards and compound V in your recruitment attempts. So since I'm going to be on the stream, I will be playing basically open hand. So I'm going to have all of my resource cards and anything else that character cards later on out in front here, so you can see what those cards are. As far as that goes, you're going to get to go first there, Dan. Or excuse me, Benji. You can take your character here. You got Butcher, and you can start on any of the 4 black market spaces here. For each turn, you get to draw a resource card and take 10 million. I didn't give us any compound V or extra resource cards or money because I figured adding the recruited characters was enough.
Got it.
You guys ready to give this a shot?
Give it a shot. You're going to have to give us some strategic advice.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
To tell me what to do here. It's all right. So first things first, I'm going to put this guy somewhere.
Yep. So you can put your character on any of the 4 black market spaces.
Okay.
Remember, section 1 and 4 are destroyed and cost double stuff. So
yeah,
just telling you, I'm just trying to be helpful.
All of the black market spaces touch one of those sectors.
Right, but that won't cost you extra. It's only if you're actually in the character spaces that it'll cost you additional action points to recruit. So the black market spaces don't actually have a color associated with them.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah. So since you don't have any other characters to recruit, your first thing you might want to do is add an alpha or a beta character card. Since you've already got quite a few beta character cards, like you're at the maximum, which is 8, it's probably best to spend your first action point drawing an alpha card. However, you get to start with a resource card, so I'll give you that here.
Perfect.
And you can just push F to flip that over, and then there's an additional 10 million there. So that card here, you can turn in from any location and get 3 compound V.
Okay.
So there's no reason not to do that for him at this point, right?
That's a great question, Dan. So so there are mechanics built into the game where Homelander can potentially take compound V, blackmail, or money away from you. There's also hijack cards and sabotage that the other players can do to you to take those resources from you for themselves.
That's rude.
But I guess here's within the game, what's more likely occurrence? Homelander taking my compound V, or players being able to take my card?
Probably players at this point, because there's only 10 turns left.
Okay, so then I should trade this in.
That's probably a smart move, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was going to try to take it.
So you bring that over here to our discard pile over here, and then you get 1, 2, 3 compound V. Now that didn't cost you any action points, so you still have your 3. So I would suggest starting with an alpha character card.
All right.
Yep.
So when you want to take a card like that's just something that you can do automatically as an action point. You can say, I'm going to attempt to recruit an alpha.
Well, no. So just drawing the card costs 1 action point.
Okay, drawing the card costs 1 action point, and then you got to go to that specific spot.
Correct. And then pay whatever the cost is. So let's look at the card he just drew, for example. He got Queen Maeve. So because Queen Maeve is an alpha, that character card will have its own location on the board, so he'll have to go to that location. Then he'll have to spend.
You're not that far from it, actually.
He's not, but he'll have to spend 2 blackmail, which he doesn't have yet, plus 2 compound V, which he does have. So he'd have to pay that before he wanted to try and attempt to recruit Queen Maeve. And then once he does that, he would have to roll his combat dice, add that, his hit bonus, and any other resources and compound V he wants to use up to the +3 to match or exceed 18. Right now, he's at a +3, so he'd only have to get 15 with the dice roll and whatever compound V or resources that he has. So it is possible. It's definitely worth the gamble at this point, because that would be a big upgrade.
I don't know if Benji has what it takes, but I
want to attempt it.
You might as well,
because I think she would be a great addition to my team. So yes, let's do it.
But you got to get there first, though, right?
Correct. So he does have. So what he might want to do first is look at what's in his hand, and we can all play open hand if you want.
Yeah,
let's do probably best.
So if you want to do that, we're going to highlight these cards, drop them down here, and see how they just kind of appeared. So one thing that's nice, you have a Dr. Jonah Vogelbaum, so that card can be used for 1 piece of blackmail. So that's one of the ones that you would need.
All right.
You can trade this in for. You could trade this in for additional 2 more compound V to pay for that, and you could trade this in now for 50 million because you started on the black market space in this situation. You could trade that in and then buy a piece of blackmail with it. So you'd have your 2 compound V, your 2 blackmail, and you'd be pretty set up to go after her.
All right.
Okay, so let's walk through that. So you would take your CIA cash card. It costs 30 million to get a blackmail. So what I'm gonna do is just give you 20 back since it was 50.
Okay.
There's 1 piece of blackmail.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can trade this in now.
I like the little black envelope. That's cool.
You don't even know what blackmail is, Dan.
Yeah, anything could be. It could be about me.
Okay, so your first action point was to draw Queen Maeve. It didn't cost you any action points to use those resource cards. Now it'll cost you 1 action point to move there, unless you want to use your free movement bonus and 1 compound V. I would recommend holding on to your compound V because you're probably going to need it to try and recruit her.
All right, I'll hold on to my compound V.
So then you move your player token 2 spaces over to Queen Maeve.
And so does that affected by this section being destroyed at all?
Right. So what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to wait 1 more turn. But what we did is we set him up for all of that because it would cost him 2 action points to get here, or 2 action points, excuse me, to try and recruit
cost him 1 action point. In other words, normally you can move 2 spaces with an action point, but because the section is destroyed, you can only move 1 per action point.
No, that's a great question, Dan. So movement through the section doesn't cost additional action points, but attempting to recruit the character would.
Oh, so I understand.
If Benji wants to try and recruit Queen Maeve right now, he would have had to spend a compound V to move the 2 spaces to get there. So
it's not
he had
worth
1
it,
free movement, and then the 1 compound V would get him the 2nd movement to here, which you can do if you want, Benji, and then you can try and recruit Queen Maeve. Or you can wait till next turn and draw a resource card. That's what I was going to suggest.
Homelander is going to kill us any minute. I don't think. All right, I'm just saying. Maybe think about it. All right,
you two have really worked a long time together and know exactly how to egg the other one on. I love it.
So just for the people watching,
it only costs 2 compound V, and I have 5, so I could spend 1. No,
you could, yeah, and then you could use the other 2 if you need to try and recruit her. Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm gonna go all in and try and get her right now.
Sounds good.
Nice.
All right. So
you got to give one V for the movement thing.
Yep.
do I put it back in the pile?
Yep, you can just put it back in the pile there. Yep.
Okay.
Excellent. And then we're going to pay her recruitment cost. So I can help you out with that. So we're going to pay these two compound V and this blackmail. And then we'll turn in the Vogelbaum card. All right. So
It's good you had Vogelbaum.
the alpha die go up to 4. So there's 1 1, 2 2s, 2 3s, and a 4 on each of those. On the on these dice, you've got on the beta dice you have 2 2s, 2 1s, and then a miss. So
do not miss, Benji.
Yeah, you don't want to miss. So what you want to do is you can make a little pile for yourself over here. This is what's really good about Tabletop Simulator, and then click and drag a box around that.
Yep.
Then right click and or you can just tap R, either one. But if you right click and there you go. All right, what do you do? 2, 4, 6.
Does he add his
8,
hit bonus?
10, 12, 13 plus your hit bonuses, which is 3. So that's 16. I think if you add your 2, that gets you to 18. If my math is correct. Let's count that up. All right, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You did it. You just barely did it. So if you pay your 2 compound V, you will get to
where did that
recruit
extra 2
Queen
come
Maeve.
My compound V. I'm paying my.
Yep.
I'm going all in like I said I would.
Smart move.
Wait. You can use the V to make up the difference on the dice?
Correct.
Yeah, so you can use up to 3 compound V or resource cards to add a +3 maximum to your combat roll there.
Wait, which are the resource cards? Oh, like the ones in your hand. Okay.
Like the ones in your hand, yeah, like the ones we were playing. So now you get
In
to
other
add.
words, does it have to be a resource that adds to hit, or can you just turn in any resource card to?
No, it has to be a resource card that like adds to hit to increase your combat roll.
Oh, you are so lucky, Benji.
It wasn't luck. It was skill.
Okay, so you have added Queen Maeve to your team, which adds a +4 to your hit bonus. So if you take your little marker and then march down the path there 4 more. Yep. Now you're over the number of recruited characters that you can have. You can only have a maximum of 8. So now you have to pick one that you're going to have to discard. It probably makes the most sense to discard that CIA agent since that one doesn't help you with any bonuses. So you can discard that there.
It's not like Bob Jones, CIA. That's, a hint that you should discard him.
And there you go, Benji. That was your first turn.
That was a pretty good first turn.
That's a pretty good first turn. So what that also does is that moves you a beta die and you upgrade to an alpha die. The other thing that did for you is there is this nice bonus on your player mat. Once you have 3 or more alphas recruited, you can move to any black market space and pay 4 compound V to upgrade your starter CIA agent from a beta die to an alpha die. So now that you have your 3, you can go do that on one of your future turns.
Right, but I would need the compound V.
You need to get 4 compound V first, yeah.
Yeah,
that can be pretty easily obtained.
And do you draw a resource card at the beginning? When do you draw a resource card?
So now that it's your turn, Dan, you get to draw 1 resource card.
Okay.
I can bring you one over here if you like. Yep.
Each turn you draw 1.
Each turn, unless there's a Homelander attack that prevents it, you get to draw 1 resource card, and you get 10 million.
Sweet. I'm rich in monies. So for the people watching at home, what's interesting, I think, about the game. Benji and I play a lot of board games, and we're not spring chickens. We're old savvy vets of these kind of games. What I like about this one is there really are a lot of resources to think about strategically, and a lot of kind of balancing that has to happen sort of on the fly and based on what you're drawing. So it's a challenge to sort of think, okay, in what direction do I want to make my resources work for me?
Right. There's a lot of different paths you can take. Yeah. It's not just like everyone's trying to do the same exact thing.
Yeah. No, it's cool in that respect. Okay, so I've got. You guys can see my hand, right?
I will move the camera so everybody can see what you want to do here. Sorry for the motion sickness in Tabletop Simulator. There you go.
All right. So I've got.
You got some nice CIA cash. Look at that. You can get some real millions, Dan.
That's what I'm thinking. And turning in a resource doesn't count towards your action.
Turning in resources does not count as an action point. That's correct.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna. All right. So I should probably place my guy.
Yep.
I'll place him here, I guess.
Ooh, interesting choice.
Bangarang. Okay. I need some dice, I think.
Okay, so you can go move up to the top there. And then pull which dice you need. So you're going to need 2 alphas, and then you'll need an additional 5 beta dice.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
You got to grab it, dude.
Don't embarrass me on the stream.
Click on the dice.
How many? 5?
Yep, you'll need 5 beta dice. I can help you out with that too.
You're getting too eager, Dan. You got to click when you're on it.
Excited.
There you go. So there's your 5.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
6, 7, and you get 1 more.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
I do. Look at that. I'm rich in dice. Okay. So, seems like it would be good to exchange some money since I have 2 of these money cards.
Yeah, I think that's a great call.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna. So I put this in the disc. Or sorry, here.
No, up.
Oh, here. Okay. So that's 1. So I get 30 million. So that's 20 and 10. I think I'll do again. Because why not? I've never been this rich before. Okay, 20. Bam. All right. I am loaded right now. I'm fully loaded.
You've got to hope that Homelander doesn't come and take all your money.
Homelander wouldn't dare. He probably would dare.
I think he would definitely dare.
He would probably dare. Okay, so I've got some Okay, I got some blackmail potential and I got some compound V potential. But I also have current redeem for 2 compound V, which I think I will. Bam. So I'm going to take some V. Managing so many resources. Okay, what else do I have here? I've got... Okay. Oh, interesting. So I have spy equipment. From a black market location, you may purchase up to 3 pieces of blackmail for 10 million each. So that is a good deal on blackmail. There's a lot of hot goss.
And you're on black market location. Yeah, okay.
Hot goss in the city tonight.
I mean, sure, you're getting a lot of, resources, Dan, but I still have 3 alphas. So.
Well, what happened?
Here, I'll get you your.
I'm going to blackmail you. Watch your mouth. I got blackmail material. What are you doing? Why? You don't want to mess with the guy with the black envelope, which is.
And he's got 3 of them, so.
I got 3 of them. Look, what can I do? I can sabotage you if I wanted to. Oh wait, how do I sabotage you?
Okay, so
I'm not gonna sabotage you right now.
Yeah, maybe. If you wanted to sabotage, you would move to the same location that the player you want to sabotage is at, and then you would roll 3 beta combat dice. Your characters and resource cards do not come into play for this.
Okay.
It's just a straight 3 beta roll dice, and there's a chart on the player mat that will tell you exactly what you get depending on your roll. If you get a 1 through 3, it's a fail. If you fail and you're not using a Butcher's Crowbar, which prevents a counterattack. The person you're sabotaging gets to roll 3 beta dice and counterattack you. He immediately
I'm not interested in that.
I would counterattack you in a heartbeat.
I don't like that. Okay, well, it seems like that may not be the highest yield thing to do right now.
No, I think what you want to do is probably increase your team, because you're getting close to thinking about building an attack for Homelander. You're probably 2 or 3 alphas away, depending on which ones you get.
Okay, so I should use an action point to draw an alpha card.
I would, yeah.
Okay.
He wanted all the alphas.
I took them all.
Yeah, if you click and drag and pull, so you got to do kind of here. Drop it. I'll show you. So you click and drag and pull just one.
All right, no whammy. Damn. Ooh.
So you got Big Game, which is the leader of Teenage Kicks. If you had other members of Teenage Kicks, they would each get a +1 to hit. I don't think you have any
the dick
Teenage
in the
Kicks.
comics, if I recall correctly. All right. So, where's that guy?
So if you look in the upper right-hand corner, the thumbtack will show you that he's in the purple section. So you would have a ways to go to try and get him. So it may be better right now to draw another alpha card.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's what I want to do.
So hold on to that one, and then also if you right-click on there, you can say deal, or you can say draw.
Yeah,
I would do draw.
See, I got remedial education because I didn't click for it.
Okay.
Wait, where'd it go?
You actually gave each of us one?
No.
That's okay. So here's what we'll do. I'll take this.
How do we undo?
I got it. It's okay. So we take these two. This is the great part about Tabletop Simulator is you can undo all of this stuff.
Undo.
No, you're good. So you've got yours, right?
Maybe I shouldn't be in charge of anything.
And then I can just reshuffle them.
Okay. All right. Okay. Josh, why don't you give me a card?
No, it's right here.
You gave one. The one you dealt yourself.
Yep.
It's in your hand.
Right there. It's in your hand. So you got A-Train.
A-Train.
So A-Train is in the orange section.
Oh, I'm right next to A-Train.
You are.
And you have a movement bonus, so you could move over there to try and recruit him. It's going to be 16, which I think you could pretty easily do with your hit bonus and.
Yeah, I'm so recruiting A-Train. Come on, let's go.
So move over there.
I know he's not the nicest guy. You know what? This is desperate times.
So we're going to pay the 2 blackmail for you.
All right. So to A-Train, I got to do 2 blackmail and
1 compound V.
1 compound V.
Yep. Okay. So you've paid that. Now you make your little box over your dice there and give it a roll.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, are you kidding? Crush it.
So you already had a +9. And I think you easily did that. So 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, +9, 21. Yes, you easily recruited A-Train. So now that you recruited A-Train, you can bring him into your team and swap out for one of the characters that you already have recruited.
Seems like CIA agent female is out of here. Bye.
That's probably the best upgrade.
Bye.
There. So then we're going to move 1 beta die out. Bring you another alpha die.
Yes, alpha. I myself am an alpha. So it makes sense.
It didn't add to your hit bonus, but what you did is you did complete one of your missions. Recruit an alpha without using any resource cards or compound V. That's this.
Like to sweeten my rolls.
Yep. So you did that, and that's going to give you 2 pieces of blackmail. So the 2 that you just sent.
You better watch out, bro.
The 2 you just spent, you just got back.
I'm so it was like a brilliant turn. Unbelievably good.
So that was 2 to draw 2 alpha cards. You got your free movement to move there, and then 1 to your last point to recruit. The nice thing about A-Train is that he gives you the maximum movement bonus of +3. So you still have 2 movement left to use if you want to move back to a black.
Now, does that count immediately?
It's not cumulative for each turn. but you can split it up however you want during your turn.
But I mean, now that I have A-Train, that's applicable to this turn.
Correct. As soon as they're recruited, the power becomes activated.
Okay. Well, it seems like because now I can move around the board more easily, I should make my way over
toward big game. I think that's a great strategy.
Big game, maybe. So
one
I should
to
go
Mother's Milk, and then you can move another one to that black market space.
So that counts as one movement.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe I'll go to the black market so that I can see what's what on the beginning of my next turn.
That is a very smart move.
Okay. Now, once I'm on the black market, would it make sense to use some of my money to buy some more Compound V, for instance?
You absolutely can, or you can wait till your next turn to do that. Just in case.
I'm going to wait till my next turn. I'm on the black market square.
Homelander attack.
I feel really good. Yeah. My team is starting to gel finally. The chemistry is really there. We're getting out the bad apples, and we're bringing in, some high character guys. Yeah. So I think that's my turn.
That would be your turn.
Oh, do I get a new mission card?
Yep, no? you get a new mission card every time you complete one.
Wow, Dan, you must think you're so cool that you did so much and gained so much in one turn.
I do think I'm cool. That was awesome.
All right, so I'm going to draw my resource card. I'm going to be flush with Compound V there. Grab 10 million.
Rich indeed.
And I'm going to start right there at the same black market space that Dan's on. Oh, hold on. There we go. Because one of the missions that I
you can start on the same space?
Yeah, you can definitely start on the same space. Yep, and you can always occupy the same space.
Okay.
So one of the things that I have is defeat another player and sabotage as one of my missions. So for my first action point, I'm going to try and sabotage Dan.
Don't do that to me. Because Benji was talking bad about you before.
Behind my back?
Yeah, it was crazy. I tried to stop him.
All right, so I rolled a 4. So if I go back to my my player mat here, 4 is 1 recruited beta. So that means, Dan, you have to give me one of your recruited betas.
What?
Oh,
this is what is this? This guy's duo. This guy doesn't do anything. Here, take this loser. Here. I hope you enjoy him.
I'm actually really glad you gave me that one because he has a duo bonus with my Secret Service agent Lucero.
Oh, Dan,
I'm taking him back. I love that.
It's too late.
I'll gladly take him. That's exactly the beta that I wanted.
But it seems like everything else is pretty good. I would lose 1 hit bonus, I guess.
Yeah, all the other ones lower your hit, Dan.
You know what? I don't like this guy. I'm going to give him to you. Him to you. I don't like the look of him.
I appreciate it because I have a duo bonus with that secret.
All right, well, that's for the people to see what that means. Anyway, I'm doing it for the people.
You're doing it for the people. So I'm over my limit. I have 9 now, but this beta here that I have, I can discard this one at any time to prevent a Homelander attack. You can't prevent the Doomsday cards, but it's not going to help me very much. So I'm going to discard the Red River agent. But adding him got me 2 more to my hit bonus. So now I'm a +8. Like a little easier to try and recruit an alpha there. So that was my first action point, and then I'm going to draw an alpha.
I'm sabotage.
Well, I know it's coming back to me. It always does. Oh, that's very nice. Okay, so I drew Billy Butcher. So I'm going to hold on to him. And he is in
the hardest
orange zone. He is definitely not easy to recruit there. And so I've got a +1 movement bonus. So I'm going to use that to move 1 space. And then I'm going to use my last action to draw 1 more alpha card. Because I can only have a maximum of 7 cards in my hand, unless there's a recruited character that gives me that bonus. So I'll take 1 more alpha. Oh, and I got Mother's Milk. Okay, so I've got a nice bonus there. Okay. And then I'm going to cash in this one here and take 2 compound V, just to make sure I don't go. I was at the limit. I didn't want to go over it, but we'll just stay right there. And then it would be back to Benji. So before anything starts, we're going to flip over the next Homelander card.
Because you used your action to draw 2 alphas and the blackmail. So that was the
2 actions then to sabotage you. Yep, that's right. All right, so this round, Homelander's been spotted flying around the black market. Best to avoid the area for a while. All black market spaces are disabled for 1 round. You can still go through them, you just can't use them for their purpose.
So bad. That's not so bad.
Entire strategy ruined.
Yeah, seriously. All right, Benji, you got.
All right, so I'm in the prime position right now.
You are.
All right. So let's see here. What does this guy do? So is it worth it for me to play this guy? This black leather trench coat?
Well, you could, and then black markets could be used for you. But unless there's something that you really need to do in the black market, it's probably best to save that.
I feel like some of Homelander's other attacks are probably worse than that.
Yeah,
they could be. Or if I tried to attack you or sabotage you, you could play that, and then I wasted my action point in my attempt to sabotage you.
Right. Okay. So my first step is to grab an alpha card.
That's probably smart. Yeah.
Whoops.
And because we've kind of skipped ahead, like you have some mission cards that are like recruit a beta, but like if we had played from the beginning, some of those things would have triggered already. And
correct. And you can always, if the black market spaces were available, you could be on one and use 1 per round to switch out one of your mission cards for that.
Got it.
Okay, so let's see. So I just drew 5-0.
You're not that far from him.
No. I'm 3 moves away from him. Okay. All right, so that means, what do I need? He's gonna come. I mean, all right. So what should I do in this case?
Well, what's nice about that character is that that's one of the members of G-Men, and you have Godlikin. So Godlikin gives all the members of G-Men an additional +1. So it might be wise to move towards that direction from where you're at. Like use 1 action point to move 2 spaces closer, and then either draw a resource card or draw another character card. For you, it's probably better to get a resource card.
All right. So can 2 players be on the same square?
Yep, they sure can.
All right. So if I move here. Oops. Oh.
I got you.
I don't know. You're in serious
go.
sabotage range, bro. Oh, but you have a card that prevents that. I wouldn't know that normally, though.
Yeah, normally you wouldn't know that, but yes.
All right. Okay. All right.
All right, and then I draw a resource card.
Yeah,
Wait,
then
why
your
does
last
he
action
draw a
point, you could
resource
draw a
card?
resource card for your last action point. So you used
Oh,
one
you
to
can
draw
use an action point.
he used one to draw the character card,
Right,
one action point to move the 2 spaces, and then one to draw a resource card.
all right.
And you still have 1 free movement because you of your character bonus there. So you could move all the way to 5-0.
Right, so I could all the way to 5-0. All right.
And so, yeah, your choice now is that you could use a resource card. I'm sorry, I didn't count that out. You could use your last action point to try and recruit 5-0, or you could draw a resource card.
Well, I don't have
the problem is you don't have the
fun.
compound V, so that's why I was saying draw the resource card. I knew there was another reason I was thinking.
Yeah, I'll drop.
Yeah, you are not rich in V.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's okay. If you go back over to it, yeah. So on any of the decks with the tabletop simulator, if you right click and you say draw, it'll draw you 1 card to your hand. It's kind of slick that way.
Oh, darn. I should have done this while I was on the black market.
Well, the black market's
no, it wouldn't work
anyway.
because they were disabled, right?
Yeah.
So now you just set yourself up.
Perfect.
All right.
All right, Dan, you are up.
All right. So the good news for me is that big game does not require much V, but it does require what I have. So that's, I think, what I ought to do is go. Black market squares are closed anyway, so I don't have to worry about that. So it takes 2 movement to get over here, right?
Let me move over there so I can see that.
From this black market space,
1,
2
2
movement.
You got it. Yep.
All right, so
that's
means
your first action point. Oh no, I'm sorry. You have all your bonus action. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can absolutely do that, and then you have 1 movement after that.
I still have 1 free movement and all my action points at this point.
Correct.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to try to recruit big game.
Okay.
So even try, I have to give 25 million and a blackmail.
You got it.
Okay. So here, putting that in.
Oh, I got a great question here from Ben Sanchez. Did we get the licensing for this? Yes, thank you for that question. So this is an officially licensed game with Dynamite Entertainment. The game is based on the source material from Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson, and we are very thrilled to announce that Derek will be on our live stream tomorrow with Dan playing the game. We haven't decided if he's going to take over Benji's seat or if Benji's going to be able to join us or if we're going to start another game or we're just going to do a Q&A and show off a little bit of the game yet. That's to be determined for tomorrow. But yes, Derek Robertson will be joining us tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific with Dan. And we couldn't be more
Eric
thrilled
is
about it.
the best guy in the world. That's my boy. Not pun intended, I guess. But he's great. So everyone tune in tomorrow. We're gonna. I promise you, at least equal quality to this stream, if not more. Okay, so I paid my blackmail. I paid my money. I'm gonna try to recruit this dude by rolling now.
All right. So yeah, I mean you should be able to easily do that hit bonus at this point in the game, where you have a +9 to hit already.
Yeah, it would be pretty. It might actually. All right, let's.
It would be
really embarrassing.
Oh,
I
almost missed.
Like, come on. Almost, but not quite.
Not quite. There you go. You got 18.
18,
so, yes,
baby.
He is recruited for you.
Welcome to the team, bro. Damn. Okay.
And then you get to swap out 1 beta die for another combat die.
Right. And then I do have to. Oh, actually, no, I don't have to get rid of anyone because I had to give you my other guy.
That is correct. See, it was all. I just made your decision for you.
It's all part of the plan.
Oh, and yeah,
Okay.
Ben. So thank you so much for the question. Yes,
Add another hit, right?
the game is live on Kickstarter. We are getting closer and closer to unlocking additional stretch goals. One of the stretch goals that we've announced recently is at the 100,000 K mark. We will be including a terror miniature on every deluxe edition of the game and beyond. Fantastic question. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Oh, I've
Thanks
got
for
another
coming in.
question
Yeah, this
here.
is a great. This is one of the coolest Kickstarters ever. So I hope that people are getting jazzed about it because the Samit and Hernandez do not lend their name, their promotional firepower to just anything.
We sponsored
No one ever
a
asked
few
us before. So.
And we are eternally grateful to be able to do this with you guys because I know you guys are huge fans of the comics and the show and Derek's and Gar. So yeah, it was an honor to be able to play this game with you guys. So yeah, thank you for joining us on the stream. I hope we can take down Homelander this time because I played on the Dice Tower on Saturday and I got throttled by Stella from the Dice Tower. She demolished us. It was fantastic.
Sweet. Okay, so I just used one action point, and now I have.
You got 2 more action points and a movement still.
I have another movement. Maybe it makes sense to draw another alpha.
That's what I would do because yeah, I think you're getting. I think each of us are getting a little bit closer every time to.
I'm having some drawing.
Let's
really quickly, Dan.
If you right click, right click.
Okay.
There you go. You got it. It does take like some finesse and some time. I had trouble with this when I first started playing this, and beta testing this 6 months ago, going over and over and over.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
And I unlocked achievement on tabletop simulator. This is a great day.
It's a great day.
It's really going well.
Oh, this is a good one, Dan.
That Stormfront is very powerful.
It's okay. Yeah, but I don't know.
Morally not great. Morally, maybe the second worst character, depending on who you ask. Morally not great.
All right, that doesn't thrill me, but the Nazi part, but the power part. Look,
you could just sacrifice him to Homelander too, right? You could just, you're throwing him at Homelander like Queen Maeve does in the comics. She just throws one at her.
I'm trying to save the world here. It's not about me. It's about the world.
What a humanitarian. Okay. He's putting himself before that. Yeah, this is also a great question. So how is Stormfront alive in this game? One of the things that we wanted to do when we were building this game is not just replicate the narrative from Garth and Derek. I mean, it's a phenomenal story, but we didn't want to just take that story and then put it into a board game. What we really wanted to do was offer fans an opportunity to be immersed in this world. And so after talking with the team and running the ideas behind to Dynamite and Garth and Derek, we came up with the idea of what if the players were newly activated CIA agents? And they were tasked, unfairly so, with saving the world. Homelander at this point in the story has decided that he's all powerful and can't be stopped. So why not take over the world? And the reason we came up with 21 is because we figured that the world would probably argue with itself for 9-ish days. So if Homelander gave him a month, they probably used 9 days trying to figure out things or failed plans over and over and over again. So you are plan XYZ to try and save the world. Like Dan is, so he's putting together whatever team he possibly can to save the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you can have all of the characters throughout the story still viable and to be played as. One of the other things that was just brought up, excellent question too. We are in the process and have been in the process of making asymmetrical rules, which will have specific characteristics and abilities for the miniatures and the standees, so then you can play as those characters. So there's like an alternate version where, for example, I'm playing as Frenchie. I would have the Frenchie beta card is what we're working on right now. That character card would replace my starting CIA agent, and I would start with a certain bonus specific to that character. It would also work with all the additional miniatures that we have planned, and standees for the non-deluxe editions of the game. Excellent question, Sarah. Thanks so much. All right, Dan.
Dan, you're
Sorry
within,
for the monologue.
No, that's why we're doing this.
You're very
I have
close.
I have one movement and one action remaining, so maybe I should move over to Stormfront.
Yeah.
I think that's a good call. Move towards that. Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be he requires some V.
So you were on.
Oh,
Did you have
right.
one movement or two movement left? I'm sorry, I lost count.
I had one bonus movement left and one action left.
Oh, okay. So what I would do, just to suggest, I would move to anti-sis, the space back,
Okay.
and use that last action to draw a resource card.
Yeah, maybe I could get some V.
Yep.
Did it work? I'm really like
I got
not.
you. The other thing that I've noticed in playing this, there you go. I got you over here. The if a lot of people are playing at the same time, and we're also streaming on Twitch, and we have the Discord channel up, so it's drawing a lot of that bandwidth, and it can make the game a little tougher to grab those resources.
So I'm gonna need some V before I can recruit Stormfront. So maybe the black market will open next. All right, I'm well poised. I'm well poised. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna take my resource card. I got more compound V. Okay. So I'll be good there. If I want to recruit Mother's Milk, it's going to cost me 35 million and 3 V, and I got to get an 18. So
pretty good.
That's going to be tough. Same thing with Butcher. It's going to cost me a blackmail and 2 compound V and 20 million. So I don't think I'm quite ready for that just yet. So I'm going to use my first action point to draw an alpha character card. Oh, and I got the Crimson Countess, which would have been a good combo for Stormfront there.
Okay.
That's a little easier at 16 and 20 million. And she's in purple. So I could get there. So I think what I'm going to do is cash in some of this compound V. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cash in 5. There we go. And I'm going to use one of them to move myself there. And I'll use my bonus action to move here. And Dan, you're Mother's Milk, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna you don't have enough for that. Okay, I'm gonna use one more compound V to move there, so I don't have to spend my action points. I've used 2 compound V to move there, so I will have 3 out of the 5. And then I'm gonna pay 20 million and try and get Crimson Countess here. So there's those 2. She's going to cost me 2 compound V. All right. I'm not sure where my dice ended up, but that's okay. I'll get some more here. So I got 3 I have 2 alphas and 5, 6 betas. So I need 1, 2 more of that.
Did my camera cut out?
Yeah.
It might have.
Push the camera.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
All right, so I start with a +8, so 10, 12, 14, 18, 19. I did get her. All right. I didn't have to use any resources, which is very nice. So I will add her to my team, and I either got to decide on Swatto or Swing Wing. But I think I'm going to get rid of Swatto there. So I will trade in my beta die for an alpha. That's my first action. And then I'm going to draw another alpha card and then a resource card, I think. All right, so little Nina. That could be a nice extra alpha character there. And then I'll draw another resource card, and that'll be the end of my turn. So, Benji, back to you, and we'll flip over the next Homelander card here. All players discard a resource card from their hands. Oof. Okay.
Ugh.
Now I could play my leather trench coat.
You could, because I
Correct.
think
It would be discarded anyway.
it's either going to be
What?
discarded or you're going to have this card here. You either have to discard that resource card or this one down here.
Right.
Oh.
Okay. So I'd rather discard this one than my money, right?
I think that's probably
so.
smart, yeah. I'm going to discard that hijack card.
Okay.
So what other projects are you guys currently working on? That's a great question. Anything that you guys can share with the world that you guys are currently working on?
We wrote the sequel to the animated Addams Family movie, so Addams Family 2, which comes out for Halloween.
In October.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so
That's the one with
we're
Nick
pretty
Kroll?
pumped about that.
Yep.
Nick Kroll, Oscar Isaac, just a really
Fantastic
cool
cast.
voice cast, and we're very excited about that one. That was one where sometimes you get offered a project where you're like, we can do this. You feel very confident to write those characters, and that's what happened in this case. And so that was definitely like Gomez Adams is probably my favorite character, one of my favorite characters that I've ever written. It just was so much fun writing crazy lines for this guy to say, and so I'm really excited to see the movie and how it turns out in October. But we're really pumped about that one.
We also just shot a pilot for Disney about a 13-year-old girl superhero that we're really proud of how that turned out, and we're waiting to find out if it's going to get ordered to series. So we could hear about that any day now. Patiently keeping our fingers crossed.
Hoping for the best on that one.
So yeah, and then a ton of other things that we can't talk about.
That's a bunch of other stuff that we can't talk about at this moment, but that we will be able to talk about in the future, hopefully.
Gotcha. Those NDAs are always fun, aren't they?
Oh yes.
Yep.
Because you want to share everything that's amazing and going on, but you can't.
And sometimes it's best because sometimes those things also fall through at the last minute. So then it's like, oh, I'm glad I didn't tell everyone I was doing this awesome thing that didn't end up happening. And so I've made that mistake before, to get too excited about something that maybe isn't going to happen. And so luckily that.
Dan cut out again. Dan,
that was my NDA kicked in.
the attorneys
I keep trying to see if I can see what the I guess I can't see what the people are typing.
You're not on Twitch.
I'm not on Twitch.
That could be why.
That makes a lot of sense. I tried to be on Twitch with the Cuban Missiles House of Retro Gaming, but nobody watched. I played Streets of Rage 2 and 3.
Oh.
I was the only one that watched you on Twitch. It was
the
sad.
House of Retro Gaming.
Uh-huh.
And I tried to play.
Maybe you got to play like River City Ransom.
River City Ransom. I think, on the short list. I tried to play TIE Fighter, but I couldn't get it to work even on Steam.
So So I have a lot of different paths I can go down,
Mm-hmm.
which, you know, I'm on the 5-0 spot. So like,
I think that's your
but I
best play because you're getting
I don't
closer
have
and closer to
yeah,
trying to take down Homelander.
But you
I
and you
don't
want
have
to,
the compound V I need for him.
but you could move to the black market and spend your 30 million,
Right.
and then
Okay.
buy 2V,
All right.
and then go back to that spot.
Yeah, I'll do that.
or you could actually spend 45 million and get 3 compound V, or you actually could just trade in your cash too, and then you'd have an additional 30 million. I think that's your best play.
That's what I'm
Right.
thinking.
Yep.
All right. Do it.
So use your bonus action to move to the black
Sure.
market. Yep. And then cash in your
Mhm.
CIA cash there for 30, and then you just need to spend. That gets you 2 compound V,
Right.
and then you can get more if you want. He's only a 13, and you have a +5, so you've got a pretty good shot. Oh, did you add your?
You'd have to roll pretty poorly not to get it, but possible.
5, 6, 7. Yeah. So you have a +7, so you've got a pretty great shot at doing that.
All right. So I think I do not need more V at this time.
You might want to buy some so you don't have to come back though, like in the future,
That's not a
Okay.
bad idea.
or some blackmail, because
Right.
I feel like, well, I guess you can just see what you need and then make that decision.
No, you're right. I'll buy some. All right. So how much does it cost?
It's 15 million each.
All right. So I'll buy 2 more. Oops.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so 30, perfect. And then if you don't want to use one of those action points, you could use one of the compound V you just bought to move back to 5-0.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That was one of the
What?
things we really wanted to do, was put in enough strategic mechanics where there's as many open pathways to play the game as possible that suits the player's needs. And then the other flip side of that is having a game that you never feel like you're just repeating the last game, that truly every game is going to be different in how you're playing.
Yeah, well, certainly that is the case.
The randomization in here
So
is I think enough.
So so now I pay 2 of the V to recruit,
You got it.
and oops.
Just going to zoom out here real quick.
And so then I roll my dice.
Yeah, so some of the comments are coming through the Twitch channel. Some I actually got directly through Facebook and through Twitter. And
All right, here's my roll.
All right, you easily beat
yeah,
it.
you easily
I
got
got it. All right. So he's on my team, which means I get 1 hit for him, and then
an extra because you have
Godlikin.
Godlikin. Yep.
Yeah.
So now you're a +9.
Right. But you do have to throw someone out.
And I feel like
Wait.
Dakota Bob is probably your best bet there.
Yeah.
Because you have a nice
definitely.
bonus with Vic the Veep and Jess Bradley. And Pop Claw's an
All right.
alpha that you don't want to discard.
I'm getting rid of him.
So we'll switch one of your beta combat dice for an alpha. And you are moving up the ranks. So you've only used the 1 action point to try and recruit, and then got 5-0. So you have 2 more left. You could draw a resource card or another alpha or both.
Well, so both of my missions involve recruiting a beta.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you want, we can retcon that you were on the black market space, and you can swap out one of those missions for a new one if you want. Or you could try and draw a beta and recruit it. If you think that's going to be the resources there at this point in the game are going to be viable for you.
One piece of blackmail. So, like, if I were to recruit a beta, would I get both missions?
Correct. Yep.
Like,
so if what you did satisfies both missions, so if in this case you would have to recruit a beta without using resource cards or compound V, then you would complete both missions. That's correct.
So, I mean, it sort of depends on who I draw. Some betas are cheap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right. So why don't I try to see what happens if I do that? So, all right. Should I? So I can draw a beta right now.
Yep. So you can draw a beta card for one of your action points. So he's got 1 hit point and costs 1 V. So if you can get to the blue section, which you'd be close. Yeah, you could use your last action point to move over there. Then next turn you could recruit Earl Mulch without even rolling because he's only 1 hit point, and then satisfy both of your missions.
Right. Okay.
So not a bad strategy at all.
Now, but when it says, when this mission says recruit a beta without using any compound V, and he costs compound, like, does that count?
No, so the recruitment cost does not count toward that mission. That's a great question. It's only if you needed to use a resource card or compound B to match or exceed that character's hit point total.
Okay.
Meaning if you needed to use the V to sweeten your roll.
Right. Okay, so I just need to go to blue.
Yeah, that's what you would need to do. Is you would need to be able to move to blue. Yep.
All right, so
you could use your last action point to move to there, and then you could try and recruit him next turn.
Right. So right here.
Yep.
All right.
There you go. All right, Dan, you're up.
Okay. So I think the first thing I need to do is, well, first I draw a resource card, right?
Yep. First you draw a resource card and you get 10 million. So I got your 10 million for you.
Thank you. All right, here's my resource card. And it is Queen May's Royal Martini. Look at the top 5 cards of the beta deck or the top 3 of the alpha deck. Either way, keep 1 card and discard the rest. Oh, that's pretty good. All right, I'm going to put that here for now. Okay. Okay. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is go back to the black market.
Okay. Not a bad idea.
I'm going to buy, how much is V?
15 million.
I'm going to spend $15 million.
Okay, I'll get you your change for you.
Thank you. To buy 1V.
I got you.
So that was one of my bonus movement points.
Yep, so you still have 2 movement and all 3 are action points.
Okay. I'm going to recruit a beta with any. I think I'll switch out this mission card for a different one.
Okay.
That doesn't cost an action, does it?
Nope, it does not. So you can do that, and I'll flip this card over here for you.
Just trying to get a more.
Yeah.
Recruiting alpha. Okay, that's better. I get 2 compound V for recruiting alpha. That's great. Okay, so now I'm going to move to the storm front here.
Yep. So you still.
I still haven't used all my actions, right? I haven't used any of my actions.
You haven't used any of your actions, and you still have 1 movement left.
Okay. So I'm going to try to sabotage Benji.
Okay. So you take your 3 of your combat die.
Okay.
And just roll those 3, and we'll see what you get.
All right. Big money. No whammy. Damn.
Oh, no. All All right, Benji,
no.
you get to counterattack.
What? Wait a minute.
A 3 is a fail.
Don't I have some kind of...
You don't get to
God.
reroll, and you don't get any bonuses. All right, Benji.
Shitty.
So take 3.
All right,
I can help you out here with this. I'll move them over
Yeah.
here, and then you roll them.
Bad luck.
So I just roll these 3?
Yep.
Oh, nothing. Get out of here.
And then you still got 2 more action points there, Dan.
Loser. Okay, I'm going to attempt to recruit Stormfront.
You get nothing. Nothing.
Good day. Okay,
I said good day.
to do that, I need to put... So it's a 17.
Yep.
Now, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
On my Vasily card, it says, if you fail at combat, you may spend up AIP. What's that?
Oh, 1 action point.
1 action point to reroll all your combat dice once per turn. That's a huge advantage.
That's a huge advantage and a great card.
And so I will have 1 action point remaining. So if I were to fail, I could do that.
You could do that, exactly. Yep.
All right, cool. That's good.
So here,
Okay, so I'm going to
I'll
turn
get that for
in
you.
my blackmail here,
And I got your
and I'll turn
other
in my
compound
V. And now we're gonna. All right, so I have to beat a 17.
You got to match or
All right.
beat a 17. And
Match or beat a 17, and I've got a plus 10 to hit. All right.
should be pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Easily got it.
Easily got it. Okay.
So
So
you
I get
to add
Stormfront.
him. Yep. And then you're going to add to your hit total.
So that's a plus 3.
And
I'm at
you
13.
satisfied this mission, so I'm going to do that for you
Sweet.
to help speed things along just a little bit.
Thank you.
I'll get you a new mission card here.
So I do have to get rid of 1 card.
You do. 1 recruited character. So for you,
Maybe Terror.
you know, it might be because everybody else has a bonus for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and you have Billy Butcher, so
I do. So yeah, I would either him or I think that's your best bet actually.
All right, so I do go down 1 hit, so I go back down to 12.
Right, but you were at 10, so now you're up to 12.
Up to right. So yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then you still have 1 action point left, so you can either draw
one
another
action point
character card or a resource card, or and I think you still have 1, and you still have 1 movement left also.
Okay, I'll draw an alpha card.
I think that's a smart play there. I gotcha. Oh, you got it. There you go.
All right, I did it. Bam.
Oh yes, CIA Director Susan Rayner.
Okay, 50 million. Okay.
Right, so
She is.
Rotate the board slowly. Try not to give people motion sickness.
So add +1 hit to all other recruited. Does that mean that I would get like a plus?
All the recruited members of the U.S. government. So the only one that you have is your character that you are. It counts as a recruited character.
Okay. Now, that's something to think about in the future to upgrade this guy.
Right. So if you have the compound B to do that, for sure.
That seems good. Okay. All right. So. Okay. So that. All right. So I don't have her yet. She can stay here. And where is she on the board? Let's see.
So she's in the yellow area. Yep. So she's right over there.
I will move here.
For your last move. Perfect.
That's my last movement, and that's my turn.
Okay. I'm gonna zoom out here just real quick. So I'll draw my resource card. All right, more compound B. I am a big fan of that. I'm actually going to turn that in right now. Okay, and I'm going to take my 10 million because I don't have any money. And then I've got a +1 to movement. I need to get to a black market, so I'm actually going to use my first action point to go 1, 2 to that black market right there. So I still have 1 movement left. I'm going to turn in my CIA cache for 25 million.
And just so you know, I think Benji and I have to roll out after this.
Yeah, no worries. We can end on. You guys want to do one more round, or you guys want to all try to go after Homelander at this point? I don't know that any of us can actually try and beat him, but we can certainly try if you like.
I think after your turn, I think we'll call it a day.
All right, so we can save the game and pick up another day. So I'm going to turn in my compound V to flip that to there.
If I didn't have to go, I would keep playing because the game really is addictive. It's really fun.
No, thanks so much. We just really appreciate you guys having on. I can actually, the great thing about Tabletop Simulator is you can actually save your game at any point and pick it up the next time you want to play.
It's really a terrific game. The thought you guys put into the balance mechanics is really, really good. You know, sometimes with these, what I call sort of like the more complex games, you know, the sort of the like not your entry level board games, but sort of like, you know, a few rungs up that notch. Sometimes the mechanics are so counterintuitive that it becomes like, and not to say they're not great games, but like trying to learn how to play Arkham Horror was a several day process in and of itself. And same thing. I mean, we you know, same thing with the Game of Thrones game that was, you know, it's actually both are great games. But what's cool about this one is that like after you play a few rounds, it's pretty intuitive to what's going on. Like you kind of get the rhythm of it pretty quickly, and the rhythm is fun. So I'm really congrats to you guys for really making it a really cool, thoughtful game out of you know this. I mean, game design to me seems like one of those things like, you know, non-Euclidean geometry where you're like, well, I don't understand this, but I'm really this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us and playing with us. If anybody watching the stream or the video afterwards does want to play with one of the developers, we are still scheduling time slots. We have a few left throughout the campaign where we will set up a time to play the game with you on Tabletop Simulator. If you don't have Tabletop Simulator and you still want to just see how the game works, contact us at onefirstgamesinc@gmail.com and we can set up a feed to show you the mechanics of the game and ask questions for that as well. Again, Dan and Benji, it was a fantastic pleasure. Thank you so much. I will be remiss if I don't mention my nephew, Matt, who is like maybe the biggest Pokemon fan I have ever met in my entire life. And he was freaking out that I was going to get to play with you guys. So thank you, Matt. Thank you everybody for supporting the campaign, and and hopefully we get to a lot of the extra stretch goals so that we can include all these fantastic miniatures and other stuff we got planned. Dan and
these guys are doing an awesome job. I'll be back to chat with Derek tomorrow if people want to check that out. Derek and I have become like long range pen pals during this whole COVID situation, and we've fallen in love with each other. So it'll be a good time.
The bromance has blossomed, you could say.
Bromance has blossomed into it's real. We text each other like 10 times a day. So it's like we're gonna have a good time tomorrow if you guys can join us at 1.
That's right. And thanks again so much, guys, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thanks again.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.